everybody. Help me out here. Let people know we're there or wherever we are. And there's this, and there's this thing. And I will also open that. I'm good to go. Check, please. Check 1, check 2. So oddly enough, I don't know why, but I can't hear like the theme music coming out of the software. Like, guys, I'm hoping it's playing right, like it's supposed to, but I see nothing. I don't know why. It just keeps fucking with me. It's going to be a teardown, isn't it? It's going to be a whole fucking thing. Anybody have any tips on a mix minus internal software for the PC? Because I'm going to need that. And Mac, not a problem, but there you go. That said, hi, how are you? Hope you had a lovely Thursday. I don't know if you saw my shitter post earlier, but I got accurate punctures today. Music played, no drops. Oh, you don't hear the drops? Hold on.
I think people saw that loud and clear.
You hear that?
I agree. I'm a dope.
You could hear that, right? Okay, good. And then the problem is I can't play. You guys can hear this, I think. Yes. Well, I cannot. It's very sad. Why it's not playing? I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, for some reason I don't know. It's a processing thing. It's just stupid. It's stupid, and I don't like it. That said, excellent. You could hear the music. Cool. Oh, you met your oncologist. Well, I hope they were lovely, Jeffrey, and I hope they take good care of you, and I think they will. And I think if you ever picked a time to need one, this is the time now, because things are way better than they used to be. So we'll just leave it at that. Well wishes all around. Shedding those bad vibes. Gonna move on. Now, yeah, that's... never has this drop been, I think, more on the nose.
We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges.
So, let's see. Nancy Rose, hi. How's everybody doing? And by the way, hello, chat room. I'll bring you guys in. Welcome. Glad you could be here. Thank you. My acupuncturist assistant today, she's from Culver City. She's Japanese, but she lived in Culver City for a while, and she was like, where's this in Culver City? I don't know this place. And I was like, it's fictional. I'm a nerd thing. Please don't get me started talking about it, because I will not stop. Anyways, I created Space Paranoids, and that's all you need to know. So, hey, 3 days on YouTube. Welcome. What's up, old timer? And hey, one moment, please. Shutting of the door. Okay, we're good. All right. Now, okay. No, the kitty cam is blocked by a box of lights, which I have no room for, and it's it's tipped up. It's a little better now. If they come in, I'll see what I can do. But they're upstairs right now, trying to convince Summer to give them stuff. Churros, as they're called. You can have any with your oh, that's very sweet. Yes, Big Step fan. I was the needles came out at the end. That's as happy as it gets. I never get a happy ending, but often I've had a Greek tragedy, and I don't know how to feel about that. Whoop! No, I'm kidding. All right. It's like old Chris Bono, one of my favorite bits of his was like he went to get a massage, and he was hoping it would be some pretty girl, and this guy comes out and goes, hey, how y'all doing? I hope you're ready for your massage. I'm gonna do this for you. Now, I'm gonna do some shiatsu, some deep tissue and whatnot or whatever, and I want you to relax and enjoy it. I only got 10 fingers. You feel 11. You just get up and run. And it's one of my favorite Chris Bono bits. There you go. You feel 11. You just get up and run. Speaking of get up and run, we go straight, if we could, in reverse order today to Fox News. And Joe Biden coming into the courtroom. This is
back in session, and here is former President Trump.
Mr. Trump.
Mrs. Trump. Play, you silly thing. Hold on.
What do you think of Judge Cannon's order?
Are you happy with what's in her?
Thank you very much.
Also, why are you saying thank you?
What Biden is doing with respect to Israel is disgraceful.
Oh, you mean the thing where he's giving food aid to the Palestinians and military aid to the Israelis and trying to make a balancing act out of it and do the best for both parties as best he can, like a fucking adult? Or do you mean pausing the conversation about pausing certain weapons if they have a run into Rafah, which they've already done, which looks to me like some level of politicking, but whatever, who cares? Like he actually fucking means it. In case you want to know, here's what Donald Trump thinks about Gaza. Let's see.
A horrible job to do, but they have to respond when they do. When there's an attack, a sneak attack like on October 7th, that's so violent and such hatred. You have to clean it out. You have to clean out the cancer, and you have to let them do their job. And frankly, it has to be done fast because this is not sustainable for anybody.
Right. So, in case anybody's thinks his judgment in this situation is worth a fuck, or that he's on the same playing field as Biden, who's trying to balance genuinely real circumstances on two sides of a conflict like this. Just remember that's what he wants to do. Clean out the cancer. That's what the Gazans are to him.
The job.
Yeah. So, just for the record.
If any Jewish person voted for Joe Biden, they should be ashamed of themselves. He's totally abandoned Israel, and
no, he hasn't.
Nobody can believe it.
Well, that's because it's not true.
I guess he feels good about it because he did it as a political decision. You have to do the right decision, not the political decision. But
what's the right decision? While you're on it, you mean carpet bomb Gaza entirely? Allow Benjamin Netanyahu, against the will of the majority of the people in Israel, to just run roughshod over the men, women, and children that are in Gaza? Just fuck them, clear it out, and get done with it? You mean like that kind of judgment?
he did a very bad thing. I just want to let you know.
What was? By the way, what was that bad thing? You just criticized him. So what the fuck did he do? Here, can I just say, as a fucking grown up, that when you walk into a situation like this, the president today did this, this, and this, and I think it's horrible because of these reasons, and I'm specifically criticizing the actions of this and this, and the third one was a bad idea in general. We should be doing this, this, and this instead. That's I mean, right? He's talking out of his ass.
We've just filed a major motion.
Ooh, a major motion.
In the appellate division concerning the absolutely unconstitutional gag order, where I'm essentially not allowed to talk to you about anything meaningful that's going on in the case.
Wait a minute. Anything meaningful? You mean you're not allowed to shit talk the witnesses or threaten the jurors? How's that meaningful, other than to you trying to get a mistrial, I guess?
And many good things are going on with the case. It shouldn't have been filed. They had this morning.
Sorry, he's reading again. He brought notes.
The top legal scholars in.
Oh yeah, top legal scholars. There's gonna be a new slate. I got no doubt. What do you think? It's probably gonna be I don't know. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Who's the guy that the dude wanted? Ron, what's his name? Fuck, I'm blitzing on his name. Who was the guy who was who he was looking for? He wanted his attorney when he was in Malibu. Shut up, deadbeat. Oh, fuck me. Anyways, Ron Kuby. Thank you. I knew somebody in there. I want Ron Kuby. F. Lee Bailey. There you go. These are the top minds, though. These are going to be new. Yeah, I did have a Freudian slip. Saul Goodman. These are all going to be new people. He's not going to mention Jonathan Turley because that fucking ship has sailed. Or Andrew McCarthy. Or Dershowitz. What kind of an asshole would bring up Dershowitz? Dude fucking hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, got a massage in his home. What the fuck? Who the fuck? What the fuck? There'll be other great people.
The country, this is a Frankenstein case. They took a dead misdemeanor.
That sounds like a quote from yesterday from Jonathan Turley.
Attached it to a dead alleged federal felony and zapped it back into
We actually watched this.
life. So many of us are just amazed to watch this actually walk into court because it's not a recognizable crime that any of us.
Fucking watching this asshole read is not anywhere. Like, you want to talk about unrecognizable? This is not recognizable as a human being reading.
Have seen that's Jonathan Turley.
Oh, what a shock! It was Jonathan Turley. What are the fucking odds? Hey, that's it though. That's everybody believes it. All the great top minds. So that's the last one. Everybody else from this point is people you've never heard of, I've never heard of. There's no fucking way he goes to Dershowitz next.
I've been doing this for 60 years and I don't understand what crime he's been charged with. Nobody understands this. I just don't get the crime. There's no evidence of any crime whatsoever.
I'm going to go with Dershowitz. That sounds like Dershowitz.
This is a sham. That's Alan Dershowitz.
It's sad. It's fucking sad. It's fucking sad that I know I can tell by their bullshit. Alan Dershowitz. If he goes to Andrew McCarthy next, I'm just done.
And these are people that are
that represented you in your impeachment trial or knew Jeffrey Epstein as much as you did, or complete assholes that want to work on your next trial, not because they think they can win, but because it will be the most expensive. Let me be abundantly clear. Turley wants to work on the classified documents case. He's going to lose, but he's going to make millions and it'll be part of history. That's all he gives a fuck about.
they speak their minds. They're not for me.
Yes, they are.
They're for justice.
Justice. Dude, if they were for justice, they would have donated money to E. Jean Carroll. Get the fuck out of here.
This is another one. This is without precedent in American history, only with the desperation of President Joe Biden and his fanatic left
McCarthy.
wing forces did it become possible to think about arresting and jailing their major political opponent. This case must be taken out of Judge Merchan's hands because he's totally conflicted. Judge Merchan is totally conflicted.
He's totally conflicted. He's conflicted. He doesn't know whether he wants to throw me in jail or not. He doesn't know whether he should sentence me right away or just continue with the trial. He's totally conflicted. He wakes up every morning. He doesn't know which way is up. He's like, should I go to court and actually go through with this trial, or should I drink myself into a stupor? He's totally conflicted.
Like probably no judge has ever been conflicted before.
Okay, had a conflict of interest. He's not conflicted as a personal trait about someone's mental division about whether or not they should carry out an action or not. I'm totally conflicted as to whether Kristi Noem was not conflicted about whether to shoot her dog or her goat. She was just conflicted about which one to shoot first. Yeah? Okay.
Here's another one. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. His prosecution of former President Donald Trump violates both the federal and state
Okay, it's not another one. He's still reading the same person.
constitution.
It's Andrew McCarthy.
This is a prosecutor making it up as he goes along. Due process worthy of the names does
Wordy?
not tolerate that. So these are statements. This is Andrew McCarthy.
You fucking... I mean, I can't take too much credit. He's running out of people. What do we got left? We got Greg Jarrett, And who else? Who's the other one that he always says? Sean Hannity, Mark Levin. He can quote Mark Levin, but these aren't scholars. Like Mark Levin's not a legal scholar. He's just an asshole. Rudy Giuliani? No, I don't think so. Tom Fitton. Tom Fitton's not a lawyer either.
Made that statement. Highly respected.
No, not really.
Judge.
By the way, I don't respect Andrew McCarthy. The actor, I do. He's fine. He had a deal with substance abuse, made his way through it, is working as a director now. Good for him. That's a very lovely thing. This Andrew McCarthy, the one that shows up kissing his ass, I have no respect for that guy.
Is allowing wide scope of information that has absolutely nothing to do with the case.
Yeah, it does. It goes to motive.
That's Rebecca Rosewood on Fox News.
Oh, Rebecca Rosewood. We got a new name. That's a new one. Rebecca Rosewood on Fox News. All right. Well, look at that. Top people. First woman.
Today we have Rick Scott here, Senator Rick Scott. We have other politicians.
Oh, so you just, what did you do? Bring him to go, he's way more guilty of shit than I am. You would not believe what this motherfucker said was for legal expenses. He ripped off Medicaid. Why are you yelling at me? Like that, I mean, he'd be a good one to have right next to you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like if you're in court for drunken disorderly and you bring in Charles Manson and you're like, Your Honor, he was walking around outside. I brought him in. I'm just saying, if he's walking around, why am I even, I mean, look at this.
Here we have many people in support. The outside of this building is closed down like Fort Knox.
Well, I mean, for the record, you have a lot of crazy followers who might try to harm people that are in there, and you are a former president, so the Secret Service is going to lock the place down for your own safety because they don't want that to happen on their watch. So why wouldn't it be? I mean, first of all, no, it isn't. There's no press in Fort Knox. Eric Trump is not allowed in Fort Knox. I would just like to say, there was a period where he probably could have gotten in there. Not now. That said, who else has been? I mean, Fort Knox. Yeah, that's it. I mean, in the entire fort. I don't mean just the gold area. None of these assholes would be allowed.
Nobody's ever seen. We have so many police down here, New York's finest, and they are New York's finest. They're just told what to do, but they don't.
They're just following orders.
They don't have them at Columbia. They don't have them at.
They don't need to. They cleared the place out, assholes. Just, get your fucking talking points right. That ended.
NYU or any other places. This is like an armed camp down here.
I mean, it isn't. If it was an armed camp, you wouldn't have two jackasses dressed in Trump. How did they get through? I guess that's the question. I guess it's not so much that they're, oh my God, it's so locked down. There should be thousands of people here and there's only two. How the fuck did those two people get in? I almost understand if they were able to keep a large group out. My question is, how did those two assholes get in there? Why did they get a pass? What's the Secret Service fucking doing if they're like, okay, we got to keep a large group of people, but you seem good and you seem good. Did they get a special pass because they went to 1,000 Trump rallies?
And you have nothing to worry about. Believe me. Your problem is from the left. It's not from the right. Big problem from the left. It's from within our country. That's in my opinion, a bigger danger than China or Russia. Okay,
first of all, where are the right-wing Republicans who were screaming at Chris Wray about shit, saying basically that we're our biggest threat, our domestic threat, and he was being very specific. Our biggest domestic threat is from domestic terrorism and specifically white supremacists. Remember that? That wasn't even talking about the foreign threat because he is indeed the head of the FBI, not the head of Homeland Security or what have you. The biggest threat that you always have to watch out for is lone wolves and Timothy McVeigh types inside the country, right? Outside the country, bigger threats. But Trump wants you to think that we have a bigger threat from Americans than the two countries I'm trying to suck up to so that I have a bug out plan when this all goes to shit.
You have it from the outside and you have it from within.
What are we, Stormy Daniels?
From within is a bigger danger to our country, and it's from the left, not from the right.
It's from the left, not from the right. You get that? You write that down. Someone draw me a map, preferably in crayon. Maybe use a Sharpie.
but Rick Scott's here, and he said,
Great.
you can't go after political persecutions. This is a shame. This should
You can't go after political persecutions?
not be happening in our country. And Senator Ted Cruz put out a very strong statement.
Did he? He's not there. About how, like, he's right. My wife is ugly. And yes, I did. My father did help kill JFK.
Donald Trump and the American voter, it's an attack on both.
Wait, the attack on the American broader?
Statement about attacking Donald Trump and the American voter, it's an attack on both.
Yeah, the American broader. You know, broads.
This is purely and simply election interference. There is no case. So that's the way it is, but here we sit after 2.5 weeks, and I think
Boo fuckity who?
you'll see some very revealing things today. And
Yeah, like the fact that she called you an orange turd, and your attorneys decided to bring it up. Orange turd. You didn't have to talk about that. Your attorney walked into, now entering the phrase orange turd into this legal proceeding, the historical record, and will attach it forever to you as a presidential candidate and former president. Orange turd. Orange turd is in the, if you get the transcripts to this trial, orange turd is in there, and your own attorney is like, who's the orange turd? He's the orange turd. That's who. Trump is the orange turd. I was referring to Donald Trump when I said orange turd. Orange turd, you say. Yes, orange turd. I'm not kidding. That's in the court record now. That's hello history.
I want to thank my lawyers. They've done a very good job, but I'd rather thank them after it's over.
Right. You'd rather thank them after it's over if you win and you don't think you're gonna? What an asshole. Wait.
I want to thank my lawyers. They've done a very good job, but I'd rather thank them after it's over as opposed to now, because we don't want them to get carried away. There's no case.
You don't want them to just start coasting? You're worried that if you congratulate your attorneys, they'll go, oh, okay, I guess he's fine with losing then, I suppose. Oh, this is good. This is good. It's good stuff.
Should have never been brought. Alvin Bragg didn't want to bring it. Cy Vance didn't want to bring it, and he didn't. He left. He didn't bring it.
And now it's been brought.
Everybody's looked at it. Southern District didn't bring it. Federal elections didn't.
Well, you know who did bring it? Stormy fucking Daniels. Stormy Daniels came to play. She brought it, motherfucker.
Didn't bring it. It's also a federal case, not a state case, which they're not allowed to do, but these are minor details. So I just want to thank you for being here, and we'll see
Okay, so you're saying we should be trying you in a federal court. Awesome.
you later in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
I'm Steve Deuce.
I'm Steve Ducey, and I can't believe that my life is splitting half of a couch where we make a woman sit in a short skirt in front of a small floral decoration so that our creepy viewers at home, mainly our audience of one, Donald Trump, can sit there and watch all day to see if she'll uncross her legs in a Basic Instinct moment. Help me, someone throw me out a window. Chat room, oh my God. So we'll go straight to, if I may, Donald Trump leaving the courtroom. Let's see. Is this the... I guess so. Shit. Okay. Oh, that's Turley. I see. Gotcha. 1 second. It might be earlier than that. Yeah, here we go. So this is Trump leaving the courtroom after being called an orange turd, and Stormy Daniels talking about the fact that nobody talks openly about the fact that they've had sex with Donald Trump, even his wives, which is weird. The only time sex and another person involving Trump gets brought up is when he's talking about his daughter and himself. Thanks, Nick. Florida fan, is that Florida fan? Yeah, thank you very much. Men wear diapers. It's true. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. So yeah, this is coming out. Notice maybe they turned the heat up in there. He's stopped bitching about the cold. I don't know. Or maybe he got hot listening to Stormy talk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming here tonight. You know, I'd like to start out, if I could, with a little blues number I wrote. I'm learning harmonica for when I go to jail. I filled up my diaper with human soup. Someone said, "Did you fart?" I said, "No, I went ahead and just pooped." My lawyer's a dumbass. The witness is hot. I don't know what's going on. I slept through the whole thing. I've all got the blues sitting here in the courtroom. Oh, I'm falling asleep. One of these days I will actually get a real harmonica, so I won't just make the weird bird hands. Yeah.
Everybody saw what happened today.
No, they didn't, you dumb fuck. No, they didn't. We saw drawings. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, they didn't. No. Nobody saw. The only people that saw it were the people who were in the fucking room, or the reporters who are in a side room who get to watch it on video, but they can't share the video and nobody can film it. Nobody saw it. You fucking tit.
I don't think we have to do any explaining. I'm not.
You don't have to do any expletives? Fuck. Ah, I said fuck. Shit. God damn it. Fuck. Dick. Cock. Oh, fucking penis. Rats. Shit. Fuck. We don't need to do any expletives explaining. Fucking, she said fucking, she talked about my mushroom dick. Dick, penis, mushroom, squash, Mario Kart. Fuck! I just want him to get like Stormy Daniels Tourette's out of the middle of it. Just sit there. So I don't think we have to talk about my mushroom penis, tiny hands, mini hands, dick, small dick, short fuck, squirt, over, lame, soiled pants, diaper full. Get me out of here.
I have to anyway, because this judge is corrupt. He's a corrupt judge.
Is he a corrupt judge? He's a corrupt judge. The fuck are you doing? Are you just like holding yarn for someone and they're like, will you sit still?
This judge, what he did and what his ruling was is a disgrace.
What would that ruling be? There's no gag rule on the rulings. They're all public record. What did he do? What did he say? What did he say? What did he fucking say? What did he say? Just say it. His ruling about the gag where I was able to... I don't even know which... Honestly, I don't know which ruling he's talking about. I think he may be alluding to the rule about what Stormy Daniels can talk about and what Stormy Daniels can't, and that they, I guess, set up before she testified, and it crossed the line a little bit yesterday, so they were concerned, or the day before yesterday, so they were concerned that, that's why they asked for a mistrial. Like, maybe that's what he's talking about, but fucking say it. There's a lot of rulings. He makes a ruling before the jury comes in almost every fucking day, dummy.
Everybody saw what happened today.
No, they didn't. No, we fucking didn't. No, we didn't, you fucking weirdo. Everyone can see through my eyes. It's my own, it's the nightmare I live.
He's a corrupt judge and he's totally conflicted. And I got to get back on the campaign trail. I'm not supposed to be here.
Well, why weren't you on the campaign trail yesterday? You just did fundraisers, I think, right? Did you do one fundraiser and just shit talk people for a while? You barged into a fucking wedding or something?
We are so innocent. There's never...
We? Who the fuck is we? We? What are you, the fucking queen now? We are so innocent. To me, can't you see? We are so innocent. To me.
Did anything like it. Read every single analyst, legal analyst.
Every one of them.
I'm innocent, and I'm being held in this court with a corrupt judge who's totally conflicted. Take a look at his conflict.
Okay.
It's a disgrace to the city of New York, to the state of New York, and to the country. Thank you very
Do you
much.
feel like that was messed up? Was Stormy Daniels telling the truth or not? Did you wish you about more? Do you want to address? Mr. Blanchard trying to
I love, it's just a cacophony of like people yelling questions they know he can't actually answer. Oh, what a fucking idiot. All right. Anyways, lovely. Good times. Now, there are few people, I think, having a worse time at this trial than Trump. Well, I take it back. There are some people who came to the trial or have been watching the trial. Jesse Waters tends to freak out. He's more aggravated and horrified about this. I mean, again, he's kind of a daddy issue kind of a dude, so it makes sense. But no one is more upset than Greg Kelly. And also, excellent picture of Stormy Daniels. Like, here's what I would advise all the right wingers. Don't put the most fuckable pictures of Stormy Daniels up. She's a mom and she's, she doesn't, play up her looks a lot. She walks around looking fairly normal, right? She fits in very well, especially in New York or, or Dallas or LA or something like that. It's not, like, oh, that's Stormy Daniels, but you wouldn't go like, who's the vavoom, right? Because she dresses pretty normal. So I would, and when you do that, this idea that somehow Trump wants to jump her, you could kind of dodge it a little bit because she kind of fits in, like he would be looking for someone who looks a little more like his daughter, let's just say. But when you put up a picture like that, all of us are like, I wish I had have a magazine with my face on it so she could hit me in the butt with it. That would be fine, plenty. But I have to say also that this dumb motherfucker probably picked that photo himself because he likes it and hates it at the same time. I don't know, it's freakish thing that's going on, but I'm also little Greggy is having a moment. And I do mean little Greggy. So here we go. This is Greg Kelly. Stormy Daniels revealed herself as a complete and total liar. He was there, is the idea.
Back to the Trump trial where Stormy Daniels has taken the stand, and someone who's been on the inside this morning joined.
Not of Stormy Daniels.
Are John Glasgow. They're both outside. The latest right now. Pleased to have John Glasgow and Greg Kelly. Guys, welcome in and take it away. What are you hearing right now?
What's it like being inside your own mini Donald Trump petting zoo?
Now from Stormy on the stand.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bianca. Greg Kelly got a front row seat here for days.
Well, a front row seat. Newsmax must have paid an extra dime or two to, weasel somebody else out. So he was like, he could reach out and touch Trump, caress his shoulder, make him feel like that he's supported and loved, and someone is there for him. He's right there. Greg Kelly is right there.
Two of the cross-examination here. Stormy Daniels, set the scene for us. What's it like in there?
Yeah, what's it like in there? Tell us.
Well, I wasn't quite in the front row. I was about 7 or 8 rows back.
All right. Oh, I forget. So, no. So I guess Trump just had to feel alone. He could probably feel you, Greg. He could probably feel you from the back of the room, staring at the edge of his shoulder. It's like, I feel like someone keeps tapping me. Oh, it's Greg. There he is. He's way back there in the back. Hi, Greg. 7 or 8 rows back. Maybe show up earlier next time, you dumb motherfucker. I'm fairly certain it's like, it's not assigned seating.
But still got to see everything. Look.
Yeah, you got to see everything. And I mean, guys, everything. You got to see everything.
Look, I hate that this trial is happening, but that it's happening, I'm very glad I saw what I saw today.
Which was everything.
Stormy Daniels was, I believe, destroyed on the stand.
And I can't say Stormy Daniels without my tongue trying to leap out of my fucking face and crawl across the floor and follow her car across the city and into the airplane and try to pretend it's her belt for a minute so she sits on it. Jesus Christ.
Look, lots of security. The security is excellent, I'm pleased to say. There was this minor incident caused by me when...
Oh, my God. I can't wait. I can't wait. Please, A, make yourself the center of the story, and please also point out what a fucking dipshit you are.
President Trump walks into the courtroom, I naturally stood up.
Yeah, because you naturally... I always stand up for the defendant, don't you? I naturally stand up. I'm sure a bunch of people did it.
I was the only one to do that.
Really? You were the only person? That's weird. That's... Who would have... Who would have... Who would have... Hello, Mr. Trump. Sit down. I was the only one. No shit. You don't say. What an asshole. Let's say it one more time.
I'm pleased to say. There was this minor incident caused by me when President Trump walks into the courtroom. I naturally stood up. I was the only one to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, we know. We know.
I was quickly admonished by pretty much everybody.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but almost everybody around you were adults, and there were a couple like kids who do like Model UN at their high school who got in there, and they know more about this than you do. What a fucking moron! They thought I stood up to attack him, and I would never do any such thing unless what am I gonna do? Smother him with kisses? Maybe.
To sit down, people in uniform, and that's fine. I mean, would be nice, but we're gonna...
It would be nice, what? It would be nice if everybody had to stand when he enters the room. They do that with a judge, you dumb motherfucker. He's a defendant.
Obviously,
so they almost kicked you out of there before things got going.
Touch and go for a while, but anyway, and then it becomes...
Can you, and by the way, is there a better moment in Greg Kelly's life than he gets to sit in on the most salacious part of the trial of his hero, and he stands up automatically because he's so enamored with this prick, and he almost gets thrown out and causes the Secret Service to fear for the former president's life just because of him. You know it must be like to carry that shit around. I almost made the president afraid for his safety. I'll never forgive myself.
A trial, and that can be very tedious, you know, and...
yeah, like your show, though.
So Stormy Daniels yesterday, apparently, or the day before, was...
Yeah, whenever.
A bit of a wreck, you know, talking too fast, all the salacious details, which truly were irrelevant.
No, the salacious details were today.
I think what happened today, Necklace tried to...
Necklace? Necklace. The Trump's attorney's name is Necklace. Everybody's going Pearl Necklace. Simmer down. He means like Nayshels, right?
What happened today? Necklace tried.
Necklace. This motherfucker. Necklace.
To make it a financial thing for her.
Right.
I don't think she scored too many points. Trump's defense attorney, Necklace, President Trump's defense attorney.
Necklace? God damn it. Knuckles McGillicuddy? Big Balls McGinty, Iron Balls McGinty, necklace. You just said she was destroyed on the stand, and now you're telling us that that Trump's attorney didn't score very many points? So it was kind of a low simmer destruction.
On that score, but as to the event, whether or not it actually happened in Lake Tahoe in 2006, I believe that Stormy Daniels revealed herself to be a complete and total liar.
And that would be why?
Nothing made sense, nothing added up.
Yeah, it did.
There have been discrepancies. You know, she's told this story to a lot of people over the years.
Well, there was that In Touch interview from 2011, right, where a lot of this was discredited.
2011, and a lot of people have overlooked that interview, myself included, all right? We focus on the Anderson Cooper interview. We focus on Jim.
By the way, the In Touch one was edited by the magazine, so she's not responsible for what they said she said because she said something else, and there's no recording of it, but it says that it was lightly edited. They brought that up. It was a terrible bit of the cross. It was dumb.
Kimmel, what happened in that In Touch interview is remarkable. I mean,
no, it is not.
One small point, but it's not really small. She's told 1 million people that Donald Trump did not get her dinner. They were supposed to have dinner. She tells In Touch that we had dinner. We talked over dinner.
No. She said she was invited up there for dinner. It was dinner time. The food never ended up getting served because it was bullshit. Like, this is such a stupid thing. This does not blow anything out of the water. This is so fucking lame. If you have to hash these kind of details about whether dinner was served or not, and honestly, I would like to know what he thinks this win is. Does he think that there was dinner and she owed him sex, or there was no dinner and they just went straight to the pump and spurt?
And a million other discrepancies.
Yeah, a million. So go ahead.
You know, the idea that a woman who's been in 150 adult films would be so flabbergasted to see a man in his T-shirt in a...
Okay, fuck off. It isn't just a man. All right. Women who are in adult films know exactly who they're fucking and when, like normal people do. If they can be just as surprised. If you make horror films, it does not mean you can't be frightened by an intruder. Just, what the fuck? Like, you'd think somebody who made 150 action films, if they heard a gunshot in a parking lot, wouldn't even wince. Shut the fuck up.
Hotel room. It made no sense. And
yeah, it does.
Nicholas said that. Look, you've been around naked people. Let's face it, your entire...
Yeah, but she knew they were going to be naked. She signed a contract that they were going to be naked, that she was going to be naked, that fucking would actually occur. And they discussed how it would happen. She got hired to perform that sex act with that person on film. There's a whole bunch of lead up. None of it was sprung on her at the last fucking second. What are you talking about? This is getting very perilously close to you can't rape a hooker territory. Fuck you.
A professional career, you're an assertive woman. You had just been kind of telling him who's boss.
Yeah.
And
well, she did spank him. Also, she was a lot younger then, and the woman asked her, she said, "You're a very assertive woman." She's like, "I am now."
Now the blood flows out of your brain. It made no sense whatsoever.
Made no sense, and she's going to be back here on the stand. They took a quick little break here. We're going to have some more testimony here on cross-examination from Trump's legal team this afternoon. We'll bring you the latest here on Newswire.
Hey, John, real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Tell Greg.
While you've got a complete pervy prick standing next to you who knows fuck all about the law and seems incapable of even understanding the rudimentary basics of human interaction, I'd love to get his opinion on something.
I have a question. If you can relay it to me, because I don't think he has his earpiece in. You know, within the span of 24 hours.
It'd be just like Greg Kelly not to have his fucking earpiece in.
We have seen this case with no evidence really being presented. But ask Greg just to react.
They literally have a bookkeeper on the stand right after Stormy Daniels to point out the checks and the ledgers and stuff. That's the evidence. That's evidence. It's evidence. That's what you call evidence.
Back to the fact that now Jack Smith's case on hold indefinitely, and it looks like Fani Willis will be investigated in 24 hours. The brakes have been pumped on all these cases.
Yeah, Greg, so I'm just relaying a question here on Bianca's behalf. She says, we've seen a lot of wins here for the Trump legal team. Fonnie Willis's case there. We've also seen Jack Smith's case. There's some discrepancies what happened there.
There's some discrepancies what happened there? No, there isn't. Eileen Cannon is trying to slow the entire thing until after the election. It's going to happen. I don't give a fuck. He's still going to go to jail for that shit. And after he loses the election, and there's going to be even fewer pricks outside the fucking courtroom. And you won't be able to go, I'm in the middle of a campaign. I'm running for, what was Joel Greenberg's old seat? I'm running for the IRS seat in Tallahassee. That's what I'm running for right now. They've got an opening. Matt Gaetz says he can get me an in. I'm running for office right now, and this is election interference when I'm running for Joel Greenberg's old seat.
Maybe just talk about that a little bit and just how some of these cases are now starting to get put on the back burner, and we're seeing a lot of things getting the brakes being pumped here.
They are all blowing up in different ways.
No, they're not.
Their big plot to influence this election in a corrupt way, it looks like it's disintegrating.
Jesus Christ. It's bad enough watching this asshole sit behind a desk and talk, but this is his apparently like leaning against the bar in a New York club a way of standing, like this kind of drifty hand leaning on the rail. Anyways, this is, let me tell you, I know a thing or two. Hans, Booby, I can give him to you. He's giving off real, Ellis vibes.
And I think that's awesome because I know.
That's great. Easy on the technical mumbo jumbo. Awesome, you say?
No, through my own research and through my awareness of life in general.
Yeah, I'm a guy. I'm a worldly guy. That's why I'm leaning against this railing, gesturing with my left hand, and wearing a purple tie. I mean, if you really want to get into it, we can later, whatever. But I don't have time. I got a thing that I got a couple of. I got to return some videotapes.
That these cases have no basis in fact. They are ludicrous, and I'm not saying that the system is working, but something is working, right? I mean, the system has brought us to this point.
Trump's bowels, you mean? Or?
The system should have prevented this.
Right.
But here we are, and to see this case, I believe, falling apart. You never know about the jury, though. It's looking up for Trump.
No, it isn't.
It's actually looking kind of spectacular.
No, it's not looking kind of spectacular at all. Again, when Trump is convicted in these cases, he can start the appeal process, and it'll kind of be behind him. He'll know whether he's won or lost, and he can kind of move on emotionally from it. But until it actually happens, especially once he's never been convicted of something before, and that is laying out in front of him in a bunch of these areas, that watching that fucking train approach it's incredibly stressful. And that's what he's going through right now. Fuck him.
There you have it from our own Greg Kelly, who sat inside that courtroom. Back to you.
In the seventh row, way back behind the government's side of the thing. But it was a lady with big hair in front of me and stuff. Anyways, honestly, I'm holding my phone because I got to make a call. I'm going to miss the bus.
Come, my friend Greg. Thank you. We'll be watching him tonight.
No, I got to say, no, we really won't. Because we've got better stuff. Now, I don't know if you know it, and I've brought this up several times. Please hit that like. Please subscribe. It's free. We're heading towards 1 million subscribers. Slowly, but it's coming. Join the bandwagon. Thank you very much. But in the process, why the hell didn't Jack Smith take Trump to court in D.C. where the stealing of happened? It's never going to get to court. Yes, it will. Sherry, don't worry about it. They will bring up a portion of the trial in D.C. after the related stuff in Palm Beach will happen. Don't worry about it. He's going to be found guilty of all of it. Fear not. Now, there are, in all deference to Marianne Williamson maybe still being in the race, there are 3 men who are running. And of those 3 men, one of them has never been on the Lolita Express. And that same person is not either of these two assholes. I'd like to remind you that both of these guys have shown up multiple times on the Epstein flight logs. This dude partied with him a lot. This guy brought his family on Epstein's plane a couple of times, and only a few that we know of. Certainly he went more, but he had his own plane, so it was weirder that he went more than this guy. This guy doesn't have his own plane in theory. So, just saying, Biden, however, has never been in the company of Jeffrey Epstein on his plane or to his island. That is something these two gentlemen cannot say. But Trump was convinced, and this is, I guess, a still from this actual video. This is a fundraiser video or something they put out on Truth Social and then maybe took it down or whatever. But that's a still from it. Trump looks very happy. But you know how Trump's been saying, I think he takes more votes from Biden than he takes from me. Well, apparently not. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, he has seen the internal polling, and now he's got to attack him. Trump lobs sudden scorched earth attack on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because they've seen the internal polls, and while they've also showed that he's losing to Biden, they also show that one of the reasons is because this motherfucker is taking votes from him and not Biden. I mean, in what world does the anti-vax candidate steal votes from the guy who actually got everybody vaccinated and got vaccinated himself?
RFK Jr. is a Democrat plant.
Yeah, I don't think it's weed. I'm going to go with what, poppies? He's a Democrat plant. How would he be a Democrat plant if they kicked him out of the... I mean, he left. He lost, and then he went independent.
A radical left liberal who's been put in place in order to help crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States.
How would a Democrat plant help Biden by running against him? I mean, wouldn't you just say fake independent or some shit?
Get reelected. A lot of people think that
you shouldn't need an edit that early in the video, but you're glad you have an alternate camera angle to cover? Cool.
Junior is a conservative. He's not. He's more liberal than anybody running on the Democrat side.
Oh, even more than Biden? So Biden's more to the center. So Biden's basically a center candidate between the fringe, which is you and RFK Jr. Okay, cool. Good to know for those of us that like stability and want the country to be around, for more than 10 years into the future.
A vote for Junior would essentially be a wasted protest vote that could swing either way, but would only swing against the Democrats if Republicans knew the true story about him.
All right, let's hear the story. And calling him Junior, by the way, this asshole named his first son Junior. Donald Trump Jr. This is so when every time he says Junior, I would like to remind you to remember that he considers this a denigration and an act of cruelty that he did to his first son.
Junior is totally anti-gun, an extreme environmentalist who makes the green news scammers look very conservative by comparison. A big-time taxer. He wants to tax you.
Oh, he wants to take away to the taxi.
An open border advocate. He wants those borders to be wide open.
Aren't they already wide open? How's he going to run against Biden for wider border openings? Was he going to run on just tearing down that wall? He's going to run on a kind of Reagan speaking to the Obrador or whoever replaces him.
For more people to come in from prisons and mental institutions.
Yeah, he's being, I will give RFK Jr. A lot of credit for that. He's being way specific. Instead of saying he just wants more immigrants in to change the demographic or to vote Democratic, clearly he just wants, all I care about is that there's more people coming in from mental institutions.
And he's anti-military and he's anti-vet. He's an extreme liberal. He's radical left and radicalized also are his family.
Radicalized also are his family, which is why they're against him. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. They're in on it. They got to be in on it.
They'll never allow him to be a Republican. They've said that we will not let him be a Republican.
What? When was this? When did they say they will never let him become a Republican? The fuck? Hold on. Somebody was like, hell, we need somebody who understands what the fuck this guy is talking about. Hold on. Oh, don't. Okay. How much say some for the I don't understand. It don't make no sense. It talk like he talk like a bunch of beans making their way through daddy. Like when daddy has a lot of beans and the beans come out the other side, he talks like beans sneaking out.
And his chief funder is the VP candidate that nobody ever heard of.
Yeah, I never heard of. Who?
Except her ex-husband, who's been stripped of a big chunk of his cash.
That doesn't sound good. Who? What are you talking about? Why do you care about an ex-husband? Of course the ex-husband know who she is. They were mom and daddy together. Didn't make no sense.
And he knows exactly what she's all about.
Well, baby, that's why they got divorced, because love sometimes don't last.
She's even more liberal than RFK Jr.
Then why she divorce him and go with the guy who's even more liberal than Joe Biden?
She puts herself down as a businesswoman or
You should never put yourself down. Build yourself up, lady. You go, girl.
maybe a doctor.
You go, girl.
And actually,
you go, girl.
She probably is, because she did a hell of a big number on the husband.
I don't feel like it's the appropriate conversation to have in front of children. But what did you just say? Oh, I think I know what I can tell you. She did a little something that you know what? I'll wait till your mom gets home. Okay. Whoa. That was so weird. What did he say? I don't understand what he's saying. What I meant to do. What'd you say?
RFK Jr. She puts herself down as a businesswoman or maybe a doctor, and actually she probably is, because she did a hell of a big number on the husband. That's her business.
Her business is doing a number on her husband. Honest to God, I don't understand what you mean. I think you're very silly. Is there anybody who understands? Is my aunt here? My aunt is here. She can explain it. Darling, let me handle this. If anyone knows something about second, third wives and the number they can do, I'll pull a number on you. Let me tell you, your father and I have been talking, and we're going to send you to a good school. I just want you to know this. But in essence, let me tell you, that hold nothing against a woman who could do a number against an ex-husband who doesn't even know that he's being had. And you're one to talk, Mr. Prenup and porn star. What do you know? It's disgusting, this man.
Yes, you could say that she's right, however, because...
Will you make up your goddamn mind? No one knows what he's talking about. This is pathetic. It's pathetic. What in the world? It's just... Seriously. It makes me want to take up smoking cigarillos again.
What she's done is given a lot of money to the Democrat causes and the ultra-liberal causes. She's going to be a big hindrance, because when people saw that she was selected, they realized that Junior was indeed a radical left.
A radical left? Is that a thing?
She's more liberal than Junior by far, not a serious person, and only a pot of cash to help her get her no chance.
Oh, so what you're saying is, if you don't like you're better off voting for Biden because he's at least more normal. Okay.
Candidate on the ballot is what got her there in the first place. I lived with RFK Jr. in New York and watched him convince Governor...
Really? Did you guys... When did I... How did I miss this sitcom?
Cuomo to make environmental moves that were outright nasty and...
Oh, somebody's got a lot of mouth spit right now. It's fucking nasty. You want to talk about nasty? Oh, shit. I can't stand it anymore. I'm fucking disgusted. Set me free from this awful man. All right. Shit. The first of all, I should have warned you ahead of time. I apologize, everybody. Yikes. Sorry. Should have. Yeah, the lighting in this one's particularly bad. It's just. But let's hear this whole story. I'm fascinated. I totally want to hear how you are somehow. You were roomies. You live together?
To help her get her no chance candidate on the ballot is what got her there in the first place. I lived with RFK Jr. in New York and watched him convince Governor Cuomo to make environmental moves that were outright nasty.
Oh, God damn it. Did you guys see that? Just the spit gather in the side of the fucking... It's like old man who won't shut up mouth. Oh, God, it's so gross. That's so nasty. I'll show you again. You missed it.
Convinced Governor Cuomo to make environmental moves that were outright nasty.
Here's a little pro tip. If you're going to say outright nasty, don't have a big pile of spit in your cheek that is outright nasty. I'm just going to say, this has got to violate the gag order.
And really bad for the state. We have the highest energy.
Well, they had to cut so he could spit.
Energy costs anywhere in the country, and that's because of RFK Jr.
Yeah, is that why? Who's we, motherfucker? You live in Florida. You're in Florida.
It was a disaster. Upstate New York was not allowed to drill or frack as Ohio, Pennsylvania, and others ripped off New York.
He's even got the white spittle mouth happening. You know that little spit gathering near the corner? Nobody's telling him. Nobody's fucking telling him. They've stopped telling him. I'm sure this isn't the first time. It happens to everybody, right? Ugh.
New York Energy. Because of this, prices have skyrocketed all over that part of the country, and frankly, it's affected New England. It's affected every.
Jesus, you hear it? You hear he's got so much fucking spit buildup. He's starting to sound like Carol Channing. This is what happens when you don't allow fracking. Somebody call Dr. Ronnie.
Part of the
Listen.
Country, and frankly, it's affected New England. It's affected
New England.
everybody. But all of this was the policy of RFK Jr. He doesn't want any drilling whatsoever.
He did it again. Ew. Oh, yeah, dude is fucking foaming at the mouth. You know how mad he had to be? He hasn't done one of these videos in a while. He was pissed. He was reading something, started foaming at the mouth because he was so mad, and he had to do this fucking video because he's like, we're losing. Oh, God, this is so awful. Oh, get a drink of water.
He doesn't want anything.
Close your mouth. Just talk really small. If you know you've got a lot of spit in your mouth when you're trying to talk, just curtail it. You know what I mean? Just move your lips very small. It's fucking nasty.
He wants everything to come to a halt, and you'd find that out. But the fact is, he is a radical left person. So Republicans, get it out of your mind.
Oh, he almost said get it out of your system, and now he's like, and again, oof.
Everything to come to a halt, and you'd find that out. But the fact is, he is a radical left person. So Republicans, get it out of your mind that you're going to vote for this guy because he's conservative.
I can't. It's fucking nasty. He's got cotton mouth. Fucking like he got a fresh load of Adderall and it was dusty.
He's not. And by the way,
By the way, you're fucking nasty. Someone get this asshole a lozenge. I'm not kidding. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I wouldn't even stay on an elevator with a man with this much spittle coming out. Good Lord, I've seen camels in the Sahara. I've been caught in a snowdrift in Aspen and only rescued by a giant Saint Bernard with less cheek spit. You've got enough cheek spit, you could audition for Turner and Hooch too. This is pathetic. I'm disgusted. Someone come in there with one of those toilet brushes and just get at this fucker. Oi, yes, he's got the same mouth cleanliness level as Cujo. This is terrible.
He said the other night that vaccines are fine. He said it on a show, a television show.
A television show? Oh my God, there's only 3 of those on a night. It's obviously one of the big 3. He was on a television show on the television. Did you videotape it on the television? He was, hey, Charles, get in here. Get in here. Charles, get in here. Get in here. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe it, darling. Charles, listen. No, it's not that. And don't bug me about that right now. The stitches haven't come out yet. What I'm saying is, apparently, according to this frothy fucker over here, RFK Jr. was on the television the other night. And you were saying, nope, he only does LPs. And I was like, fuck you, Charles. He's going to be on the television one day. And you said, no, he'll never get on the television. Not like that Jack Parr. And I was like, he absolutely will. There.
That vaccines are fine.
And scene. Thank you.
He's all for them.
So are you dumb motherfucker.
And that's what he said. And for those...
Okay. Real quick. Let's back up. Besides angry McFrothy mouth over here. Shit, you need to wear a spam shirt? I should get one. You're right. Spam. I don't like spam. All masterful comedy aside, thank you very much. What did I tell you guys about him and RFK over the last couple months, and especially the last couple days when it came back around again? What did I tell you? That he's seen the numbers, he's freaking out, and he knows that RFK Jr. is a problem for him because of vaccines. Because RFK Jr. is stealing the anti-vax vote from Donald Trump. And that's a huge fucking chunk of who he's got left over. He cannot afford to lose any of those kooky motherfuckers. So that's all this is for. This is just to bring the fucking anti-vaxxers back into MAGAville. I told you. I said so. Whoops, hold on. I have a cat on my head. Oh, it's a dog. What is going on with these pictures? I don't know, but I just want to stop for a second that I happen to think he has the sexiest mouth froth I've ever seen. That's what I call a MAGA Cheeto, baby. That's what I call a MAGA. That's the fresh foam I want on my MAGA Cheeto there. And my name isn't Harriet Hegman from the great state of Wyoming. I so wanted the Wyoming to be longer, but I started laughing and I blew it. I know, I'm disappointed in myself too. Such an asshole. All right, I'm fine. We gotta get going. We're gonna run out of show.
You that want to vote because you think he's an anti-vaxxer.
What'd I tell you? Fucking what did I tell you?
He's not really an anti-vaxxer.
Were you trying to get him more votes from normals? Jesus Christ.
That's only his political moment.
His political moment.
Said it the other night. He's okay with the vaccine. Their energy costs are the highest in the United States.
Who's? People who've been vaccinated? Well, I mean, technically, I guess people who've been vaccinated do have higher costs of everything because they're still alive. Life is so expensive. It's so much cheaper when you're dead.
In New York State, and
oh, sorry, what state was that?
Energy costs are the highest in the United States. In New York State, and
in New York State, sure, why not New York State? Yeah, but I live down there in New York State. Yeah, we call it the can-do state. Yeah, it's New York State, do-wah-diddy state. We used to call it until Diddy got in trouble, and then we just went back to New York. New York State, New York State. Come on now. All right, everybody, New York State. Yeah, come on, everybody. New York. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So, stupid. New York State. In his defense, if he says new, he might spit.
their energy costs are the highest in the United States. In New York State, and
just clarifying, New York. He said New York. He said New York. Any questions? Anybody think he said New York?
Their energy costs are the highest in the United States. In New York State. And
in New York State, sure. just in case anybody thinks I'm taking this out of context. New York. Yeah. Just New York State. That's Nike. You can have that one. You're welcome.
In New England, because of this guy.
Did he say New England as well? I wouldn't doubt it.
Highest in the United States. In New York State and New England, because of this.
New England. Okay. That's at this point, that was an N attempt. That's a head cold N, but pretty close to a D.
With the exception of California and Gavin Newsom, who's the worst governor in the state's history and one of the worst governors in the history of our country.
Hold on. Is there a chance that anyone has one of those suction things from the dentist that you could use both on the insides of my cheeks, both of my nostrils, and perhaps my butthole? Just clear it all out at one point. I should just have a vacuum attached to all of my orifice in general. Whenever I'm at Bedminster, it's a good idea.
I'd even take Biden over Junior because our country would last about a year or two longer than it would with Junior. It would collapse almost immediately.
God damn it. It's like the froth is just like nobody's bothered. Nobody is talking to him. Nobody's saying anything. Seriously. Cut and start again. It's 4 fucking minutes. 4 minutes. Play it for him and go, you look a little dry mouth. It happens. Go get a drink of water, swish with something, and then we'll come back and we'll do it again. You can nail it. Trust it again. But yeah, you can just see it on camera probably. But nobody can fucking say anything to this asshole.
And his family.
By the way, fans of mine, and I love you. I love you. People who are watching, the ones who are subscribed, even the ones who aren't. If you ever come up to me and you go, hey, God, booger, I'll go, oh, thank you very much. And I will clean my nose. And you're like, yeah, a little bit like that. Or you're like, hey, I'll go like that. And I'll handle it because it happens to human beings. And my self-worth is not predicated on this false, premise that I never have the human foibles we all go through because I'm not a fucking weakling, right? Yeah. It's crucial. I'm just saying. Yeah, please, yeah, tell me. Breath, I don't care. Everybody eats something, you're like, hey, your breath's a little. I'm like, oh, please, you're right, I have gum. I had garlic yesterday, and I thought I was clear of it, but you always do when you have garlic, and other people know better than you do, and I'm totally down. Right? That's totally fine. It is all right. Just saying. Yeah, be a good friend. It's totally fine. And especially because I never want to be in a position where everyone around this motherfucker is afraid to tell him. Mary P, thank you. Nice try, though, but I am not wearing pants right now, so don't try the whole your fly is down business with me, young lady. I'll have you know. Yes, and this is a picture of Trump pooping. You're right. That's absolutely right, Bobby, in the chat room. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Josh, for noticing the reference to the professional. Yeah.
A radical left, a crazy left, a bunch of lunatics.
A bunch of left and loony left
would take over, and our country will die very quickly. So RFK's views on vaccines are fake, as is everything else about his candidacy.
Candidacy? Let me tell you, when I was on Broadway, with a voice like mine, you'd never think I could sing, but I sing like I absolutely sing like a bird. Now, that bird would happen to be a pelican with its entire gullet full of spit. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. A little lateral lisp. That's right. Nothing. This is something in the old days. This was an accent that was very provocative. And a young lady, if you found a young lady who had a lovely lateral lisp, you're like, this lady does not care about goo in her mouth. And you'd be right. Hal Louise Sparks. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be grossed out.
He is not a Republican.
He's not a Republican. He is not a Republican. You're right.
So don't think you're going to vote for him and feel good.
You're not. You're going to feel terrible like I do right now. You're going to feel like your mouth is full of scum.
He's a radical left Democrat. Let the Democrats have RFK Jr. They deserve him.
Oh, God. Fuck, man. And they bailed out just in time. Look at this. Real quick.
Think you're going to vote for him and feel good. He's a radical left Democrat. Let the Democrats have RFK Jr. They deserve him.
He had a fucking blob of spit right on his fucking... Right there. Hold on. Right there. Ew! Attention Midas touch. You guys should take a look at this video. You got a bigger reach than I do. Boston Brian, pass this along to those guys. This is fucking awful. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is I wish there was like a frame. Let's see, hold on. Do I have a frame by frame? Yeah, it's hard to do like one frame at a time on this without downloading it. Ugh. Oh God, it's so fucking terrible. No. Try to get to the... Hold on. He doesn't even clear it till it... oh, I can't grab the moment. Hold on.
Republican, so don't think you're going to vote for him.
Do you see the splash on the right?
Him and feel good. He's a radical left Democrat. Let the Democrats have RFK Jr. They deserve him. RFK.
Motherfucker. So nasty. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ. I hope everybody's on a diet because that video will make it easier. Mary, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mary. I'm sorry. That's as close as we're going to get. I will be grabbing stills from it later. That dude is freaking the fuck out. Now, how are we doing on time? We're all right. Okay. 4 5, yeah. Let me show you real quick. These are high and tight today. It's good. There are a couple other people who... I'm sorry, Loretta. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone who was eating dinner, but there you go. You can always watch this later. I apologize. I'm sorry. Some people have had dinner and been able to go right through it. I just want you to know that. This next dude he's kind of like a cross between Greg Kelly and Jesse Waters. In the same upset category, always confused by reality. This is Carl Higbee, everyone. The Higgs, they call him. Yeah. I guess we'll go with just Carl. I like myself some of that Donald Trump. Let me tell you what, that Donald Trump, okay? We like that Donald Trump. I like him with some French fried potatoes and mustard. He's Donald Trump is a man who lives inside his heart, and that's a very tight space. Arthur Digby Sellers, yeah. No, he has health problems. So here's Carl. The FBI was caught red-handed trying to set up Trump, but boom. Look at this paper. He's got paper. Look how thick this is, or thin, or thick or thin. I'm stuck in fucking Carol Channing mode now. Okay, here we go.
In just the past 24 hours,
boom,
Fani Willis is going to be re-scrutinized in court and possibly disqualified from the Georgia 2020 election RICO case that she's...
Right, but it doesn't matter. She's the prosecutor, not the DA, and the case itself. I mean, she's not in charge of bringing the case anyways. The AG of the state does that, and it will... Just because they swap her out doesn't mean they don't have other people who can do it.
Brought on. And
yeah, you do realize we don't care about the people involved. Have you seen the Gutfeld? The Gutfeld what? I've seen his show, and it's terrible.
Over in New York, Stormy Daniels had an absolutely disastrous test.
Oh my God, it was so disastrous. Guys, tell us about it, Carl. Oh my God, it was so disastrous. He's starting to... have you been hanging around with Kurt Metzger? Oh my God. It's like the thing.
Testimony. And then the FBI caught red-handed again trying to set Donald Trump up.
Boom. Trying to set him up. They were sneaking in and what?
Leaving his only active case in New York where he's basically chained to a courtroom. Look, I'm going to get to Fani and Stormy and all that stuff up
yeah, get to that later.
Here in New York in just a second. But let me start with what we found out with Jack Smith's case against him in the document thing.
Boom.
In the last 24, actually the last 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you were sleeping most of that time.
Turns out that all the classified document pictures that we were shown like over and over and over again at the Mar-a-Lago raid, staged, all staged. And that...
What? Okay, first of all, what he means is the stuff spread out on the floor. It's not staged. They took the stuff that was in the box. They took a picture of the stuff that was classified next to an evidence tent next to the box it was in. We all know this. Seriously, this motherfucker thinks he's discovering this now?
Is why this case, brought by Jack Smith disingenuously, I might add,
you might,
has been postponed indefinitely. Because they were forced to admit in court that they tampered with evidence, that they staged photos and materials not found in the search, and then lied to the court about it. Fun fact, also,
That's not a staged photo. They didn't stage those photos. They took those things out. These are the things that are in that box. That's part of this. You can't take a picture of documents shoved down in between these pictures. It would just be a picture of the frames. It's to relate where the stuff came from, and there would be identifying marks on each of the ones that's in there, but not the entirety of the document because there's not enough fucking room. How the fuck do you not know this?
FBI actually brought those classified cover sheets you see right there with them knowing about the raid. They were going to place them on stuff without actually knowing what is classified or not. They just started sticking these on documents that they found in boxes and then took a bunch of photos. Now, if you remember the initial reports, the media were like, they went apoplectic with Donald Trump over this. And they were
They went apoplectic with it. Apoplectic is negative.
Salivating at the possibility of him going to...
That's a picture from Walt Nauda's photographs. That was from his phone, sending it to another employee saying, oh shit, this box, which has classified documents in it, some of it redacted, spilled on the floor.
If I were like Donald Trump's lawyer right now, and thank God I'm not, I would be advising my client to be telling my family, I am looking at jail time and we should, make plans accordingly.
Nonetheless, we believe in the rule of law, and that's where our country.
All right, this I don't making the case about what they're saying is meaningless to me. I want to see. Okay, there we go. I want to see what, because we know what they said. I want to hear what he thinks is a pushback.
We bring fascists to justice.
I don't know if you noticed, but Joe Scarborough said fascist 7 times in 20 seconds. Go back and count it if you don't believe me.
Well, you already counted it. Real quick.
A former president of the United States.
They're fascists. And so they're making fascist threats, and we need to do what the United States has always done. We need to confront fascism and defeat it. So,
okay, fascism is not fascist.
Everybody that's freaking out over fascists being fascists, well, guess what? That's what.
Okay, so he's doing it on purpose. This is a bit.
Fascists do. That's why we have law enforcement to actually bring fascists to justice.
It's not a tick, you dumb motherfucker. He's driving the point home. That's the point. He's saying it a lot to make Michael Steele laugh and hammer this idea of fascist into the conversation.
I don't know if you noticed.
We noticed.
But Joe Scarborough said fascist 7 times.
What I did notice is that you can't pronounce Scarborough.
In 20 seconds. Go back and count it if you don't believe me. The FBI and the agents who raided his house had absolutely no idea what was classified and what wasn't. If there was a classified marking on it, doesn't mean it was currently classified.
Oh. So some of the stuff you're saying that was in Joe Biden's garage, for example, that you guys keep pointing to, just because it says classified on it doesn't mean it's currently classified? Oh, and like Hillary Clinton's emails, just because it said classified on it doesn't mean it's currently classified? What about the ones that were? What about the parts that were? I don't give a shit about the ones that you think aren't. You can make that case. And by the way, he's not being tried for anything that isn't classified currently.
It just means at some point it was.
Yeah, like fucking, during his presidency.
Things are declassified all the time.
Yeah, they're declassified just by a mental ray, I've heard even Jewish space lasers can sometimes declassify things, and you don't even know it.
They were just slapping cover sheets on stuff that they found in boxes, but just like the Russia collusion case.
Yeah, but you do realize we see the documents that are there, and they've redacted the contents of the documents. It's not the fucking folders we care about. You do realize that, right? Like, we have to put these things in classified documents because we are removing them because they are classified. But here's what was in that thing, and this is the folder that it went into. And we're taking a picture of it, and this is this particular lot. What are you, fucking stupid?
This was over-sensationalized. To give them...
It was over-sensationalized. Okay, how many nuclear secrets are okay with Carl Higbie? Carl, how many are okay? Because I don't want to hear shit about Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton or anybody else for that matter if you're just ready to forgive, like, well, how do you even fucking know? Well, we know specifically about those documents because they're in, and the only, by the way, he's exploiting a black spot in this conversation because he knows, just like Trump knows and Trump's defense knows, that they can't show the real classified stuff, like the really dangerous shit. They can't even talk about what it is in open court. So he gets to pretend it doesn't exist. It's the same shit that Alex Jones and all these other motherfuckers use to attack the CIA or the FBI. Because they can't talk about shit, they can just, spackle that hole with conspiracy.
A way to get President Trump. In August, FBI agents took about 33 boxes and containers of 11,000 documents from Mar-a-Lago. Remember these headlines? They boasted like outlandish numbers of alleged violations to any media outlet that would report it. None of the reporting was accurate. 200,000 pages? Give me a break.
By the way, you do realize that's not an extreme number. Also, wait. Well, I want to wait till he reads it. Read that real quick. FBI seized almost 200,000 pages of documents from Trump at Mar-a-Lago. His lawyers say in new court filing. His lawyers say in new court filing. Higbie, you fucking tool. What the fuck is wrong with you? Give me a break. Who the fuck believes Trump's lawyers? Jesus.
Keep in mind.
Oh, no. Keep in mind, you can't fucking read.
Outlandish.
Hold on, back up. Outlandish. FBI agents they retrieved 33 boxes from Mar-a-Lago. True. Right? True.
And documents from Mar-a-Lago. Remember these?
FBI found more than 11,000 government records at Trump's Florida home. Okay. True.
Headlines?
U.S. National Archives. Trump took 700 pages of classified documents to Florida. That's the stuff they knew about. That's the stuff that they returned, I guess. Is what we're talking about? The stuff that was in the red weld envelope where he was telling his attorney maybe,
They boasted like outlandish.
More than 5,000 pages of classified documents presented in Mar-a-Lago case. Okay, they presented them in the case. This isn't stuff they pretended to find or whatever. It's presented in Mar-a-Lago because 5,000 of them qualify according to the state's case here. Okay.
Numbers of alleged violations to any media outlet that would report it.
Well, hold on. Whoops. Back up. Sorry, I missed one.
Posted like outlandish numbers of alleged violations.
More than 300 classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. This is August 22 of 2022. Is this had more than 300? Okay, so this is from the red weld envelope. This is the stuff he turned back over.
To any media outlet that would report it. None of the reporting.
FBI seized almost 200,000 pages of documents from Trump at Mar-a-Lago. His lawyers say in new court filing.
Was 200,000 pages.
What the fuck? Dude, bro. The fuck? 200,000?
Pages? Give me a break.
Give me a break. That totally didn't happen. His lawyers are full of shit, man.
Keep in mind, all of these amounted to 38 classified documents in total.
No. 38 that were chargeable. And the documents aren't equal to the pages. So a document can have anywhere from 1 page to 35 or 100.
This is what 38 documents looks like.
No, it isn't. This is what 38 pages looks like. When you put that clip on it, that's 1 document. You fucking moron.
This is 38 pages.
Right. That's 38 pages. It's not 38 documents. It might be, but who gives a fuck? If it's a whole, all right, if you printed out 1 whole news page off the internet, I'm going to go with 38 pages because it just keeps printing and printing and printing.
But they took 33 of these boxes, filled them with stuff, sometimes personal, and just to get the headline to create the sensation.
Excuse me. First of all, no, that's a paper box. Hey, ass fuck. Oh, god damn, this is dumb. Read the side of the goddamn box. It says Staples multi-use paper. Also, nice ad for Staples. Congrats, guys. Congrats on having the Newsmax contract, I guess. But multi-use paper. That's not a file box, you dumb motherfucker. Go get a real one. They're cheap and they're bigger. That's full of reams of paper. Now you made me say reams. Are you happy now?
Back up a special counsel charging the former president of the United States with BS.
Why are you throwing shit? What's the point? I mean, I appreciate your salesmanship of that, but you do realize he's not going to be the one to pick that up. I throw stuff on my show. You've seen me do it. You know who picks it up when I'm done? Think I even would consider going, hey, Summer, do you mind going in there and cleaning up my office? I threw a bunch of shit on the floor. Like, seriously?
Where did the mainstream media report that Trump attorneys had previously worked with the National Archives that came to Mar-a-Lago?
In those, in the earlier articles you were showing, the ones from June?
And inspected these documents. They never talked about that. And just to simply asked him.
What do you mean never talked about that? Motherfucker, he's being charged with conspiracy because he lied. Read the indictment.
To put another lock on the storage facility.
Yeah, never said he would close it, though. Point me.
Nope, couldn't have that headline.
What are you talking? What headline? Trump says he put a lock on the door. There is no way a Russian spy could sneak in during a wedding party and get into a padlock from Home Depot.
But what's even more concerning is that some of these documents, 38, not 30.
38 pages is not 38 documents.
Billion or 200,000.
38 billion or 200,000 or some bullshit. Whatever his attorneys are saying, which is bullshit.
They were seized at the raid. Those documents, many of those were part of ones that were packaged up and sent to Mar-a-Lago, not at the request of Trump, but at the request of the current administration's.
Delivering effective and efficient government services for the American people. Real estate buy through sale government. U.S. General Services Administration.
General Services Administration, or the GSA, who boasts on their webpage, delivering effective and efficient government services for the American people. Right. You're all fired the day Trump is sworn back into office.
What are you talking about? He probably got that piece of property that he fought over with Epstein through that.
You shipped him documents that weren't checked, and then they were reconfiscated,
shipped,
and then used against him to justify a raid. Some people would say this rhymes with...
No. They didn't pack the boxes for him, you dumb motherfucker. You don't get to blame UPS for the drugs that show up at your house. That dog won't hunt. What kind of an asshole thinks they're going to get out of jail for that? Your Honor, look, just because I paid for the meth and the meth arrives, not my fault. Blame the UPS guy.
Setup.
Well, again, that's the entirety of his argument. Throwing a box of printer paper and looking at articles and thinking that this is a story. Now, who thinks, real quick, who thinks you could put a national secret that could get people killed if it got out on one piece of paper? Just let's just say you knew one, and it was it even had a little diagram attached to it, a little map or whatever. And of course you could shrink that down, and if anybody wanted to, they could use their special spyglass to blow it up. You think you could put a national secret on one piece of paper? You think? Maybe how many? 2? 5? How about what if it was just a list of the names of spies in the fucking field? Right? How many of those could you get on one page? What do you think? How small a typeface could you use where the, who is like spies, if they got their hands on it, or governments that wanted to kill these spies got their hands on it, they couldn't, it was too small for them to even look at. How many? Besides all of them? God damn. I gotta say, one of the best things about this story and the sort of ongoing charade that is indeed what the carcass of the Trump, I hesitate to even call it a campaign anymore, or what's left of his former administration or his legal arguments. The good news is, if I may, that this is the top of the line of people that he has fighting for him. This is the best argument they can come up with. Right? Which I think is glorious. I gotta say, I'm quite happy about this ridiculousness. Check on something. Hold on. Oh yes, and it's Natalie Ziemba's birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Nat. Looking forward. We're having a special guest on tomorrow for that Nat is played a part in bringing on the show. So that's a cool thing. Let me grab one more video because I have time. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Son of a bitch. There's always so much stuff. All right. There's the other. Now, we just saw Carl talking about this thing. I want to see his take on Marjorie Taylor Greene's motion to vacate and the failure of it. Now, I don't know if he was on when it happened, but that's the breaking. House kills MTG motion to vacate Speaker Johnson. Now, we saw the video of them booing her earlier today on Shitter and the like, but I just want to take a peek at this, if you will.
All right, folks, moments ago, obviously, Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke on her motion to oust Speaker Johnson. The House just overwhelmingly voted in favor of tabling this motion, and now they're voting on the motion that they just voted. It's like there's 2 votes on one motion here, but they're basically voting to confirm the vote that they just had. And that will likely pass because she's not going to pick up.
No, they're not. They counted the yeas and nays because she insisted.
A bunch of votes there. Here's the problem with this whole thing. All right, look, I get it. There's this thing called the Hastert rule.
Yeah.
Which Marjorie Taylor Greene is very upset about, and I don't blame her. I think.
Yeah, I don't blame her. She's stupid. You're stupid. Stupid people get very upset at some things that don't work. And, you know, it's amazing. Like, how can a screen door even be locked? You know?
She's right to be upset about this.
No, she's not.
If you have the Hastert rule is the majority of the party in control. If they are against something, then the speaker, who's the representative of the majority party, shouldn't bring that forward for a vote in its current state until you can get the majority of your party on board with that. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, but they don't do that just to service the Republicans. They do that to guarantee that stuff doesn't pass just completely with Democrats. So that they do it to stifle things that might be bipartisan.
And that was with the Ukraine vote. There are a lot of Republicans that are very upset with myself included, on the FISA thing. But here's
the FISA thing. What would that be? What would the FISA thing be? You think you still stupid enough to think that they should need a warrant to look at the emails in Vladimir Putin's inbox if they came from an American?
The other side of this right now. We have like a one-seat, Republicans have like a one-seat majority.
Yeah, so why not just wag your dick around, man? Don't be ashamed. You got this teeny little mushroom dick, just show it off. Just go, everybody get out of the way, here it comes.
Maybe two, depending on the day, who's out, who has to like drop their kids off at school. So the margin is...
Fucking kids, that's the problem. Yeah, with your modern Republican Party is this fucking parenting bullshit. When are they gonna learn from Trump? Governing and babies are not for the same people. Governing is for men, and babies is women's work.
Literally one person. We know with 100% certainty that the Democrats will vote overwhelmingly in whatever direction they are told by their party leaders like Hakeem.
No. If you'll notice, there was a mix of votes on a bunch of these things. I don't even know which vote you're fucking showing in this one. HJ Res 109 is a different bill. But you'll notice there's 19 and then 179 Republicans that haven't voted yet. There's not a single nay in the Republicans. Don't put that on fucking screen if the Republicans are voting lockstep and Democrats get to vote their conscience.
Hakeem Jeffries, who is Nancy Pelosi, is really one of the powerhouses over there. They're no friend of any Republican policy ever. They are going to do whatever they can. Now,
why should they be, though? Are you a friend of any Democratic policy ever?
Now, this is my question to
ever. Sorry, get your question.
Speaker Mike Johnson. Is he going to take this and say, wow, okay, there's enough people who are really angry to keep from passing Republican bills if I don't start being more conservative? Look, if you remember, Mike Johnson was very conservative. I would even go so far to say that he was up there with Matt Gaetz and...
Really? So to you, conservatism means allegations of doping and human trafficking underage girls. That's the standard right now.
Trolling the left, especially on the impeachment when the Democrats did all that to President Trump. When he was acquitted in the Senate, Mike Johnson was trolling the left. He was a staunch conservative.
Yeah, because he lost on his side, but his big brother came along and was able to beat people up. Is essentially it. He wanted credit for the strength of the bigger body.
And now, I don't know what it is, but a lot of these people, they get into these positions of power,
and then they start acting like adults. It's terrible.
No,
it's amazing how when you have a useless fucking vote and it doesn't matter, all the shit you can get up to.
Really enjoys being speaker. So maybe he's kind of catered to that just a little bit. But I would ask him, like, hey, look,
Hey, look, what are you doing?
Republicans are the majority.
Yeah, the majority. The majority. I mean, they have a one vote majority in one house. So, obviously, no mandate to speak of. But why do you have to have a mandate to act like you have a mandate? You know what I mean? Think about it.
Be one, it might be 2 seats. However, and there were a lot of rhinos. The reason they have this 2-seat majority, by the way, the only 2-seat, is because a lot of rhinos just threw up their hands and said, oh, McCarthy, I'm not speaker anymore. Fine, I'm leaving and I'm going to take my ball and go home with me.
What are they supposed to do? Stick around and let their life be led by Marjorie Taylor Greene and have no legacy whatsoever?
Which is not how the
I'm fine with that too.
Game should be played. But we're here.
Sorry, beggars can't be choosers. You have a shitty team.
I need him to get with people.
I'm kidding. They don't have a team.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene and be their champion.
Yes, by the way, hit the like, everybody. Share the show. Let people know we're here. Watch it later. If you're watching later, put a remark in the comment. If you don't watch me live and just go, hey, love the show, put that in the comments below on whatever site you're watching on, and it will boost it in the algorithm and the people get to watch it later. I'm just saying.
Not be their opponent. Because this doesn't work without her. It doesn't work without Matt Gaetz. It doesn't work without Andy Biggs.
It doesn't work with them.
It doesn't work unless all Republicans do exactly what Democrats have done forever and vote together on things.
Yeah, but they don't.
And the one question that I want Speaker Mike Johnson to ask before bringing anything to the floor
is, do you have everybody in line? Don't bring anything to the floor unless we all agree on it.
Going forward on this is, how does this help the United States of America? How does this help the American people that pay
the American people
pay my salary? That's what they need. That's all. That's all, the only question you should have.
That's it. That's it. That's all you should ask. You should only ask that question. And they'll go, well, there's a myriad of ways that it helps and doesn't in other areas on all programs. Not everybody gets what they want. Again, here's a good question. How does the farm bill help people who live in the cities? It might lower the cost of some, certain goods, but it also artificially props up, staple foods that might, be better replaced with something more nutritious or better for us. Oh, thank you, Frida Love, for gifting the memberships. Look at that. Please become a member if you would. And if you're on Twitch at all, please think about subscribing. My numbers are terrible there because I keep forgetting to remind everybody. But people in the city don't, if somebody was like, my constituents don't give a shit about the farm bill, I'm not going to bring it even up for a vote. And what do they give a shit about the price of corn helping in Iowa? Why should we be subsidizing corn? Corn should stand on its own. Bootstrap yourself, fucking corn. Right? If everybody did that, there would be no bipartisan bills. We live in a diverse and extraordinary country with a lot of different regions, a lot of different industries, a lot of different types of businesses, a lot of different kinds of human beings. And those folks have to come together and come to a consensus. This is about a fucking consensus. And if you can't, if your entire fucking thing is take your ball and go home, again, Higbee is no different than TYT. Same shit. If we don't get everything, nobody gets anything. You can't have progress that way, and there is no version of that lasts. That's the kind of shit that creates backlash. Yeah. How do we get to 685? I just made it 666 today. You're drive me crazy. I don't know. Hit the like, everybody. Let's get that. Let's get it up to 1,000. Can we do it? We can do it. Just hit the like. I think I put in extra effort today. I think so. I got 2 minutes left. I don't know what I can do to, all right, man, what I got to do to get y'all to fucking hit that like, subscribe, and be a patron, for shit's sake, man. How hard the dude puts on a show like fucking 6 days a week. 3 of those days he's on twice a day, sometimes extras, and doing live shows and all that stuff. And then he's got to like ask you all the time, remind everybody, hitting that stuff. Just come on, hit that stuff. Get it like, bet in that Patreon thing, man. You get a free comedy show. Next one's on the 24th. And then, of course, who's going to Madison? Who knows about Madison? He's going to be up there in Wisconsin. I have friends in Madison. We have a cow teat sucking contest every year up there to see who can drink the most milk straight from the cow. And I win every year because my mouth is smoother than most. The cows can often be very forgiving, if you know what I mean. Ficus do a Bobcat Goldthwait impression. I don't do that shit. What are you talking about? I work for a living. I don't do no impersonations, whatnot. That's just a bunch of crazies. You do what? That's terrible. You want to talk to somebody about the fucking go up there to that Denver airport or something. Hey, come on now. Listen here. I don't want to hear shit about the goddamn Denver airport, all right? Get the fuck out of here. I got my mustache trimmed. You ought to be happy about it. I don't want to hear any shit about it. The other one was too waggy. It wagged. Every time I drank soup, I needed a lint filter in my throat. It was terrible. Come on. So I got it trimmed up. And I know you're going, hey, your mouth looks like a Cocker Spaniel. Well, fuck you, buddy. Just get over it. I'm not ashamed. Neither should you be. God damn it. I don't know. I think our friend with the long handlebar mustache has a bit of a problem. But I think we'll all make it through. It's okay. But we're at the end of the show. And I want to thank everyone for coming to the show. Or just coming at all. I got to tell you. Yeah. So I just want to be aware. And remember, above all, the best is yet to... Oh my God. Oh, the best is yet to... Oh my God, what is that? I think it's the kidney.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
That's true. Thanks, boats. See you guys tomorrow.